Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul, if Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And yes, you are the magic maker. This is the Magician card. I feel like you're like really focused in your life right now. I feel like you have this sense of purpose and a sense of direction. I feel like you're conducting something. I almost feel like you have so many things going on in your life that you feel like you're conducting an orchestra, you know? And at the same time, I feel like you're conducting some kind of a spiritual current as well, like electricity, you know? I feel like you got like electric fingertips right now in your life. And I wonder if you're just really jazzed up about what you're doing. You feel like things are really coming together, like all the pieces are starting to join and things are functioning in a harmonious way. There's something that's flowing through you right now. I feel like you're highly focused and highly determined. You are the magic maker. Claim this energy right now. And let's put it into some context. There we have a Prince of Swords. We've got the Fool. We've got raw talent. And we have skill. Okay? The Fool is the raw talent. And the Magician is, the development of that talent. So I like that as well. We have a Knight of Wands. We have a Princess of Swords. That's very good because there's still more things you're trying to learn. You're never done growing, right? Always be learning, a little ABL energy for you. And of course your superpower card, Sagittarius, the Art or Temperance card, because this is where you go to refine yourself, to become who you're meant to become. This is the furnace, the forge that is creating the next version of you. So you learn, you study, you gain some information, then you have to go and apply that information. This is applied sciences. This is applied wisdom, applied knowledge. You're refining your skill. You have a raw, natural talent for something, okay? And you're burning brightly because you are continuing to get better and better at something, yeah? Here we have a Queen of Pentacles, the Sun. This is who you're becoming. And Eight of Wands, and the Devil. The Eight of Wands is a card of like anxiety, hurried, rushed, swift-moving energy, accelerated energy. And I feel like it's really a message here for you to don't rush the process. Don't try to hurry through any of this. Take your time. It's not a race. Okay? You're not trying to hurry up and mass produce some sword in your forge. You're the blacksmith, and you're not trying to just do it quick. You're trying to make a quality piece, And I feel like this is inner transformation. You're trying to make a quality version of yourself. So you're not just trying to just cram or like rush through the process quickly. It's, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You're trying to learn technique. You're trying to develop the skill in the right way. You could be doing something at home, at work, at school. Maybe you're learning to play guitar or drums. Maybe you're doing jujitsu. I don't know what you're doing. But I know that you want to do it right. And you want to make it worthwhile. If you rush through just to get to the end, it probably would have been better just not to start. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We do have a volunteer, though. A Ten of Wands, of course. So here's our mystery card. We're going to set it down right here with our little Tibetan prayer wheel right there on top. Whoop, if it doesn't roll away. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this reading you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, let's look around the room. What we see is major, 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 major arcana energies, lots of majors. We see fire, and more fire, and fire. We don't see any water. And that's going to be right away a message that says you need to rest sometimes. Especially with that 10 of Wands, you got to make sure that you cool off. You got to make sure that you replenish your energy. You got to drink more water. Hydrate. Hydrate right now. If you want to pause the video, fine. Rewind it back to the beginning, watch it again. Go get yourself a glass of water. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm drinking hot water today. I usually drink it cold because I don't drink it till the end, but I've got a little lemon in there. Makes my throat feel better. You've got a lot of fire. You don't have any water. We've got a couple of air cards, okay, and we have a little bit of earth. Yeah. So there is this need for you to take care of your body more. Okay, listen to your body. Listen to how it feels. When it's tired, rest. When it's hungry, eat. If it's thirsty, you're already late drinking water, okay? But anyway, the Magician. Yeah, this is creative direction. This is will. This is focus. This is like you are a magnifying glass and you're zooming in on some aspect of your life and you're working on it. It's a skill, okay? There is this particular idea or a spiritual current or this natural talent that is trying to emerge from you. This is you giving expression to that. This is you now transmitting that into physical reality. You're becoming the person that your soul wants to become, you know. If this is that raw talent, the Magician is the one that's saying, okay, raw talent isn't enough. You've got to develop the skill, the refinement of that talent to bring it into the physical reality. So right now it feels like the Magician is the transmitter, the conductor of that spiritual current, of that natural raw talent, or maybe this is like the big great idea, transmitting that to physical reality. This is a leap of faith, and this is you sitting pretty in your life. You got your pets, your plants, your people are around here too. Okay? So I feel that the Magician now is really, really focused. And you're realizing that you have the power. You are the magic maker. Okay? That you either have enough or you can acquire what you need along the way. Basically, this card is saying, look, you already have the tools, the knowledge, the resources to start something. Start with what you got. Start with wherever you are right now and whatever's around you. You got to MacGyver it a little bit. You don't have to wait until you have all the right tools or resources or the right timing. No, start right now with whatever's available. You want to be a painter? You don't have to wait until you get the money to buy the fancy canvas and the fancy brushes and all the expensive paint. No, you dip your finger in some mud and you paint. It's free, right? You know, I used to do sidewalk paintings when I was a kid. We didn't have chalk. We didn't have sidewalk chalk back then. Way back in the olden days. You dip your finger in the mud or a stick in the mud and you'd paint with that, you know, on the driveway or something, you know. Anyway, you start with what's within reach. Yeah. And devote some time to whatever this is. Create a simple daily ritual of action toward whatever the goal is, whatever this creativity, whatever this idea is, whatever this kind of fresh current of energy is that's coming up from within you. Give it some expression on a daily, even if it's just 10 minutes. Set up your environment so that it is supportive of this intention. Remove distractions. Gather what you want. Doesn't have to cost anything. All right, you might have to just MacGyver it. And track your progress in a visible way. You're probably someone that likes spreadsheets. I know I said this to you before. I feel like you like to, because I think we got the Magician card for you very recently, didn't we? You're someone that likes to set up the tracking of something. Like you want to be able to see it. You like to write things down just so you can check them off the list. You know, you like to use maybe like habit tracker apps or like even like bullet journaling or something like that, where you can see the page filling up. You can see that you're getting things done. You need some sort of, I think you're very visual, right? You need some sort of visible representative of your progress. Notes, tallies, check marks, evidence, right? Because that helps to build the fire. That helps to stoke the momentum and keep that fire going. Magic is not in the idea, because this is the idea. The Fool is not the magician. The Fool, the tarot really is trying to teach us how to be a better magician. Because the Fool is just someone with an idea, someone with a talent. Everybody's got a talent, natural talent for something. But it's only the follow-through. The magic is in the doing. Magic is not in the idea. This is just that current. And this current of energy is everywhere. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Good ideas are a dime a dozen. Magic is not in the idea. Magic is in the follow-through. And you know who you are because of what you're doing. Not by what you dream about, not by what, is latent within you. Again, this is the Fool's under the surface. This is maybe a hidden talent. Okay? You know who you are because of what you're doing, not what you dream about. Power is yours because your desire, your attention, and your actions are all pointing in the same direction. So choose that direction and begin. Okay? ASAP. That means now. Okay? And of course, this is you picking the direction. You have the Prince of Swords here. This is a mind that is very sharp, very decisive, knows the direction, and is kind of locked in. It's like you've got your homing device, kind of like locked in on that path. And I feel that you're not allowing any distractions. There's an authority here. There's like a mental leadership and strategy. There's not a lot of emotion here. This is logic. This is like you've got a kind of a regimen. There's a method, okay, to the magician. There's a method to, method acting, I guess. This is a performance of some kind, an action that you're taking that's very deliberate. There's nothing random or haphazard about it. I think it's very, very intentional refinement, very intentional work, very intentional practice. You're practicing the drums, right? You're not just going to go in with your sticks and just bang around for an hour. You're not going to get better at anything. It's going to be fun. Heck yeah, it's going to be fun. But this card is saying you're going in with a plan. I'm going in, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do my double strokes for 10 minutes at this certain speed. I'm going to do my paradiddles. I'm going to do my flam accents. I'm going to do my, all these different rudiments. You're going to work on the technique. You're going in with a plan. I've got an hour, and I'm going to make that hour really, really count. I'm going to make it really effective because I'm going in with some sort of organization. Not just going in, I'm put on the radio, I'm just going to jam. You need those things too, though. You don't want to dismiss the emotion entirely. It's got to be fun. Maybe it's saying, okay, I'm going to go in for an hour, and I'm going to be serious. And I'm going to focus. I'm going to be direct. I'm going to be concise. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be scheduled. I'm going to be regimented. And then I'm going to allow myself another hour of just wilding out, of just having fun, playing, jamming, just, enjoying it. So anyway, but this is that card that's very clear, very sharp. It's organized. There's a system. There's a plan. Okay? You're leading with clarity here. And I think that's, that's really us locking in and keeping the mind fixed on, I'm here for a purpose, and my job, this is the hour. It's not my hour to fool around. This is my hour where I'm trying to actually, channel this creativity through me and do the thing, or get better at the thing. Okay, so we're not tolerating distractions, are we? Okay, but the first thing we need is the blast off. We need this Knight of Wands here. Fire on fire, yeah. Double fire energy. This is an Aries energy entering your life. This is momentum, courage, bold action, risk-taking, high energy. This is that go for it, hit the gas, don't hesitate energy. Taking that bold step toward your larger dream. This is you taking up space, moving with confidence, channeling all this fire and this creativity into directed action. This is a passion. This is you knowing what you must do to get where you want to be. What must you do to get there, whatever the goal is? To get good at playing the drums, to get a job as a, musician, as a session drummer, a studio drummer, or a touring drummer. What must you do to become the person that you want to become, or to have the life that you want to have? Okay? And then you're aiming yourself toward the very first thing, and you're doing it. Your courage is opening the door. You're initiating this process. This is the force at the wheels. Okay? The power at the wheels is really driving you forward. Of course, we have the Devil card too. The engine of the car. But you're allowed to take up space. In other words, what you must do is give yourself permission to do it. So you want to play the drums, okay, you got to give yourself time and space. You got to set aside some time somewhere to do the thing, to practice. You've got to give yourself you got to have some energy left over at the end of the day somewhere where you can do it. And maybe you do need to put a little bit of money into it, at least buy yourself a little metronome, tick, 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 and a pair of sticks. You can get them cheap, But allowing this new idea, this fool energy, which we got to talk about the fool, allowing this current or this talent or this idea, allowing this to take up space in your life, to give it a little bit of space. Otherwise, it remains dormant under the surface, and it never gets to come out and play. Okay? This is, I think, the beginning of a new chapter, a fresh start. This is a card that is like ready to begin a new cycle here because something fresh wants to enter the world through you. It's something that's inside of you and wants to get out. It's your good idea. It's your big idea. It's your talent. It's your hidden talent or something, So we've got to give it some space. We've got to be able to start acting on this. We've got to start moving. And if we are in need of support, I think that we need to talk about this. We need to share this with somebody that is going to help us stay jazzed up about it. Someone that's going to help us get fired up and to help stoke that fire. Don't share this with anybody that you know is going to rain on your parade. We want to get the fire going stronger. We don't want to just someone to say, oh, that's a crazy idea. That's a dumb idea. That'll never work. And we think, yeah, you're probably right. I guess I won't do it. No, we want people that are going to uplift us. We want people that are going to support us. We don't want the critics right now. We don't need the critics. Okay? But this is something very pure inside of you that is ready to transform, ready to become you know, a reality. Yeah. Now the Princess of Swords up here at the top, this is a student. This is an energy of learning. And it's saying that there is still a lot that we need to study. We have to give time, effort, energy, money, and space to something so we can continue to ask questions and sharpen our mind and get better and get new ideas and, you know, ask yourself, what do I have to learn to get the life I want, to become the person I want to become? Okay. So this is learning, taking notes, noticing patterns, figuring things out, getting some little idea and then experimenting with it, trying it, and getting the feedback. How'd that work? Should I do it that way? Should I keep doing that more or less, or not at all? You know, how should I change things around a little bit? We observe, we communicate, we take notes, we form some sort of hypothesis, and then we test it. And we're testing it in this is the pressure cooker. This is the blacksmith's shop, right? Whatever that's called. You know, this is your practice studio. This is your painting studio, your yoga studio, your music studio, your filming studio. This is where the work is refined. This is where new ideas get tested and they get worked out. We see how things operate in practice. It's not just a theory. Okay? We've got to test those ideas. This is alchemy. This is you in the laboratory. This is you in the kitchen saying, I have a good idea for for dinner. You know, okay, we'll go in the kitchen and whip it up and we'll taste it. We'll see how we like it. If it's good, yeah, we'll put it on the menu. If it's not, we'll say, what do we need to do differently? Maybe a little bit more cumin or something. I don't know. This is in that pressure of doing it, out in the field, in the kitchen where there's heat. This is where the refinement takes place. Okay? And transformation of this nature is not comfortable. You're transforming from the inside. Okay? And the pressure here is necessary. It's the heat of transformation. It's not comfortable. Okay? Stay with it though, right? A new form is taking shape. You have to always bring it to the lab to test it, to keep going, to keep trying, to refine it, to work it through. Okay? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. And let me know which card on the path of the dove resonates with you the most. Okay? Now, the Ten of Wands here, just really quickly, the Ten of Wands is, one, it's putting in maximum effort. But I kind of feel like in order for you to give proper expression to whatever this new current is, something else in your life needs to be set down. You can't carry more than 10 wands at once. So one of them needs to be set down so that you can give more time to this one. It's kind of like saying your life is already pretty maxed out, but you're trying to give new expression, you know, to this current. And it may be that you have to rebalance the responsibilities that you have in your life. How can you shift things around so that you can give more time to this current? And it may be that you're gradually going to be diverting more of your resources to the new thing, less resources to the old thing, until the new thing is the main thing, right? If this is like a side hustle, or if this is like just like a hobby, or like, you know, some extracurricular thing, eventually it could become the main thing. Okay, but it's going to require a redistribution of your resources. All right, make sure that you're not pushing yourself too far, driving yourself into the ground. You've got to rest. You've got to ask for help. You've got to share the responsibilities with other people so that you don't burn out. Don't burn yourself out. Okay, go drink some water, please. Now I want to do an oracle of manifestation before we talk about the path of the serpent. And here we have the lunar magic. Connect with natural cycles of the moon to attract what you want. I sync with nature. And that lunar energy is you really understanding the needs of your body, heart, mind, and your soul and your aura, right? Knowing, again, when you're hungry, you eat. When you're thirsty, you drink. When you're tired, you rest. Okay? When you're in need of relaxation, the work is going to come in cycles. There will be periods where it's very intense, level 10 intensity, and then there's going to be a period of time where it's just mellow, gentle work. Okay? It's not a constant heat. Okay? There's a knob on the stove for a reason, right? You're cooking with gas here. You don't always have to have it ratcheted all the way up to 10. Sometimes a low simmer is going to be the best. Sometimes you want to really get a rolling boil. You want it to be roiling, right? And so syncing with nature is just like saying you got to know that fluctuation. You got to know when it really it's time for intensity, and then when it's time to back off and just kind of let it simmer while you rest and nurture yourself. And part of that is our general energy with the Queen of Pentacles. Comfort, nourishment, resourcefulness, wisdom, taking care of your body, taking care of your space. Your environment matters. Your well-being matters. This is a simple meal. This is making sure you clean your space, managing your finances, managing your emotional life and your relationships. Whatever this is going to thrive when the rest of your life feels supported, feels grounded, feels stable, and feels well-fed. You can't neglect the other aspects of your life. You're making decisions that are going to protect your well-being. And you know those things that stabilize you, so continue with those practices. And trust in the cycles, the natural cycles. I sync with nature. I want you to type that into the comments. Okay. Be sure to nourish yourself. Because you want to be strong, you want to be present. Your life is going to become what you feed it. Okay. Nurture yourself anyway. That's the big thing here, especially with all of this fire and air and not a lot of water. Not any water at all. Of course, the Temperance card is implying water and fire blending together, right? So it's kind of like saying you can't spend all of your time in the furnace. Sometimes the blacksmith has to take the sword out of the furnace and put it in the bucket of water, remember? So don't forget about that part. The Temperance card reminds us that we don't get stronger in the gym. No, we get weaker. We're tearing our muscles apart. We get stronger afterwards when we're resting. Okay? So we can't neglect that part. But anyway, your sun energy. This is joy. This is confidence. Truth, authenticity, a vibrant, successful energy. You are radiating light. Okay? Your energy is rising. You are shining out in the world. And I think you're seeing very clearly who you really are. And I feel that this is you realize that whatever this is inside of you is part of your authentic self. And now that you're giving expression to that in some way, you feel like you're in touch with your true self. This is you, you know who you are. You know why you're here. You're living that life. You're living that authentic life. And both of these represent that, the Fool as well. Okay. So you're sharing your work. You are feeling such joy and such spiritual delight because you are giving voice to whatever this is inside of you. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day to start. Even if it's just a stick in the mud painting on the driveway, you're giving expression to this authentic part of you. And it feels like you are a radiant sun, because you are. You're celebrating your growth. You're allowing this joy to be present. You're stepping into the light. You're growing into the best version of yourself, because you're giving a little bit of a voice to this fool, and probably over time more and more of a voice. And your star will shine brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. However, with the Eight of Wands, we don't want to rush. Okay, this is a card of swiftness. This is a card of acceleration. This is momentum speeding up, but this could become anxiety. We don't want that. It's okay to go slow. Okay? It's okay to focus on quality, not quantity. You don't have to run forward. You can take your time and you can do it right. It's going to feel like you want to speed up, that you want to just hurry up and do it because it feels so good. Go slow. Remember, you're in the studio practicing. You're in the kitchen. Don't rush. Stay calm. Stay focused. Calm assertiveness. Peacefulness, not hectic, frantic, chaotic movements. Graceful movements. Still fast. Efficient, but graceful. Not jerky, random, chaotic, kind of hectic stuff. Okay? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, especially when you're in the beginning stages of something. You want to build a solid quality foundation of technique, you want to come up the right way. Bad habits are very difficult to unlearn, so you're going slow at the beginning to make sure that you're establishing those really healthy, positive, habits and so forth. Yeah. And what all this results in? Well, the Devil card. The drive. You're climbing up that mountain of creation. That is that is the engine of the car. Okay? That is the life force. That is the creative power. Okay? It is your sovereignty. It's the desire that you have to continue traveling the spiral road up Big Rock Candy Mountain. Something's driving you. There's heat. There is that urgency. There's that hunger. You're trying to just control the engine of the car, the power that you've harnessed by just knowing how to use the gas pedal and knowing how to steer, right? The magician is the chauffeur, kind of, right? The magician knows how to drive the car properly. It's kind of like when you get a really big engine in your car and it's easy to spin the tires and do donuts and get out of control. We're not getting out of control. Okay? We're harnessing this power and we're using it deliberately and intentionally. This is the fire. This is the engine by which this true self becomes real. This is that desire. Okay? There's no apology about this. There's no secrecy, but there's also no need to show it off or impress people. You'll climb the mountain by yourself if you have to, because this is about you and you becoming your true self. Okay? And this is a path that feels good. There's a pleasure drive. There's a sovereign drive. And there is a creative drive. This is something that is beyond ego. The ego is the facilitator of this. But this is something inside of you that wants to be expressed in the world. It's a hidden talent. It's a spiritual current. It's, something along those lines. It's the idea. It's the essence of you. And this is that fire. This is that drive. Let's look at the mystery card. I wonder if this will be, maybe an ace, maybe the Empress, maybe some water, maybe like a 6 of cups or something, yeah. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. The 7 of Wands. Avoid entanglements, avoid arguments or battles or fights that are just going to take away your energy from what really matters. Kind of like the goat is just saying, the things that I used to care about, The things I used to get upset about even, I don't care about them anymore because I'm on a mission. Because I'm doing something important. I don't care about all those things that used to make me mad or that I used to get frustrated about. I'm letting all that stuff go. This is perseverance. This is courage. It's boundaries. Protecting your energy. Okay? So when you set that 10 minutes or that hour for you to do this, you have to be strict. You have to say, I'm in here practicing drums for an hour. Don't bother me. Stand your ground. Okay? Protect your time, effort, energy, money, and space. Creative space. Defend that. Okay? Hold your ground. You don't have to explain too much. You know, you can give a reason, you know, out of courtesy, but you don't have to let anybody encroach upon your space as you're trying to devote some aspect of your resources to this new thing. Okay? So I think this is excuse me, I had to hit the cough button. This is a very important energy. But it's also saying that you have to protect your well-being, which means you got to know when to rest. You got to know when to go back inside and get a drink of water and have a lie down. You can protect your energy by not burning the midnight oil every night, not burning the candle at both ends. Okay? You have to take care of yourself, and there's way too much fire here, not enough water, so I'm concerned for your nourishment. Please go get a drink of water, all right? And come join me for the extended reading. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment, and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.